All right, a thick plume of globalist arrogance rests over Davos, Switzerland this week, just below the vapor trails from all the private jets. The billionaires are back at the World Economic Forum, where a few hundred people work to decimate the lives of billions around the world, safe in the knowledge that they'll not only be able to avoid the disaster that they're implementing, they'll somehow benefit from it as well. Two budding German dictators do a lot of the talking at the WEF, Klaus Schwab and Ursula von der Leyen, showing us a new, softer form of authoritarian German fascism.
The top concern for the next 2 years is not conflict or climate. It is disinformation and misinformation.
We risk to become much more ego-centered and on a national and individual level. To break this cycle, we need a paradigm shift. We must rebuild trust.
I really hope that the World Economic Forum will take this issue on board and think harder. What a scary name that even is, right?
Just a full-on assault on what really is the indicator of free speech, especially in the social media world these days, which is Twitter, they call X now. You have the head of the EU, the founder of the World Economic Forum, a Harvard professor, all thirsting for a world that they control, where you are just a silenced little hamster on a wheel. Senator Rand Paul is the author of the new book, Deception, the Great COVID Cover-Up, and he joins us now, a fierce fighter for free speech. And, sir, it's good to have you on. What is your take on the Davos agenda?
You know, I think the only time that disinformation is really a problem is when it's funded by the government, and when the government takes your taxes, unifies the taxes with the police power, and then somehow decides to squelch other opinions. We've never really had a problem in our country with disinformation because we have lots of information and lots of opinions. There are right opinions, left opinions, center opinions, and with the internet, there's even been a plethora of more opinions and more places to go look for information. And it's a very elitist point of view that thinks that somehow an individual has a monopoly on knowledge and they should limit others from, going and looking for knowledge themselves.
And then they thrive off of the assumption that people cannot figure anything out for themselves and that we need them to dictate what is true and what we can hear. And that's exactly what everybody at that conference seems to agree with, except for one maybe. This is Javier Milei, Argentina's new president, who had a very powerful speech. Shocked that they invited him, but here he was in Davos.
I'm here to tell you that the Western world is in danger. The main leaders of the Western world have abandoned the model of freedom for different versions of what we call collectivism. We're here to tell you that collectivist experiments are never the solution to the problems that afflict the citizens of the world.
It reminds me of Trump at the UN or Trump at Davos. I mean, when these freedom fighters come into these nests, I mean, they go into the lion's den and kind of throw the truth at them. It's powerful to hear that.
Yeah, I've been pretty amazed. I've watched a couple of the interviews, and the new president of Argentina is some kind of guy. I mean, it sounds like he's been trained in classical Austrian economics, free market, willing to challenge the idea of central banking in his country. And if you watch him interview, he's, very quick-witted, smart guy. Pretty impressive. It'd be amazing if we could get someone like that to be our leader in our country. Yeah,
and flying commercial in the back row on the way there was it sends a nice message too to the rest of the world.